Despite it being a toxic relationship, I consider porn cheating, which was the last straw for me. He didn't seem to care that I caught him, or that I was breaking up with him. He was extremely apathetic about it, which killed me. But I continued live with him for another 5 painful months.
Reddit stories.
Boyfriend relapsed this morning even though he promised me he was a changed man. Honestly, I'm sorry for this rant. I just feel entirely and utterly betrayed and exhausted, and I just need to tell anyone. I am 22. I have been with my boyfriend for 4 years, with a 6-ish month breakup in between. About a year ago, I found his porn stash on his computer and phone. And I broke up with him because it had been an issue for a while where I saw him looking at stuff from time to time. But I had found his recently visited porn stash and finally broke up with him. Despite it being a toxic relationship, I consider porn cheating, which was the last straw for me. He didn't seem to care that I caught him, or that I was breaking up with him. He was extremely apathetic about it, which killed me. But I continued live with him for another 5 painful months. Until our joint lease was up. This was peak COVID, and I was unemployed and unable to break the lease. A month after not living with him anymore, he told me he wants to do a complete 180. He explained that he had a huge coming to Jesus moment. That he feels like he literally died and came back to life as a different person. That he wants to treat me like a queen, like I deserved the whole time. That he never wants to watch porn again, and that he will tell me if he gets the urge to. He also offered to let me check his phone whenever I wanted, because he wanted to gain my trust back. Everything I ever wanted to hear. Right? The first 2 weeks were great, then suddenly arguing again. At first it was small stupid arguments. I never took the offer to look at his phone, but his change in attitude towards the way he was treating me seemed off. I decided to go on his phone while he was asleep, and I immediately found something. Some chats from multiple women he had been paying for attention and nudes. When he woke up, I asked him about it, and it ended so incredibly badly with a huge fight. He eventually did apologize and gave me flowers, which he's never done in our entire 4-year relationship. He also explained to me that when I broke up with him, he needed attention badly from other women. But it was only when we were apart, so I let it go despite him never telling me and keeping them added. It did hurt, but I couldn't blame him, I guess, since it all happened days before his coming to Jesus moment. It's been 4 months since his coming to Jesus moment, and the relationship is constant fighting. No porn though. No matter how hard I checked early on the relationship, he just made it harder and harder to find each time. I had to start being a tech whiz. Although he did tell me he spoke to a couple friends about his porn addiction, and they both said that I'm crazy and controlling. Apparently he told them both that his porn addiction was ruining the relationship. He then opened up to 2 other friends who had said they quit porn also. Still haven't found porn on his phone. Well, this morning I woke up, and I think that a literal spirit told me to open his Reddit on desktop and check OnlyFans subreddit for open links. It was like I didn't think it, the thought just came to me. Well, I did, and he had been looking at nudes and OnlyFans promos on Reddit all morning while I was still asleep. I confronted him, and he denied it for hours, from saying I'm seeing things to saying I set him up and did it myself, until I threatened to leave, which is when he fessed up. He told me it only happened twice in the span of the past 4 months. Once 2 weeks ago, and once this morning. Well, shit, I feel betrayed all over again. I'm not sure why. He's been treating me like garbage for 4 years. But when you're being promised change, it's like the heartbreak is a million times worse. The porn is what throws me over the edge. I had just given him oral for an hour last night. And when I brought that up, asked him if I'm not enough. He said, "You're enough. I made a mistake. I only looked because I wanted to see if it would make me feel anything. I didn't get hard. I'll never look ever again. I know I made a mistake." What does that even mean? Why do you need to see how it's gonna make you feel? Anytime I ask questions, he gets incredibly impatient to extremely angry. I honestly don't even know. I'm going to get a lot of leave him comments, but what to do? This man has been hurting me in so many ways since the month I turned 19. I have zero self-respect. I have zero confidence. I have zero energy. He has me held down to a couple leases and a phone bill in my name that I would have problems with. And he's threatened against me in the past. Am I really just overthinking? Am I really a bitch for not letting him look at porn? My brain is so empty right now. I don't know what to do or where to begin. I just want to love him and be loved. I know I deserve better. Why can't he just be better? For now, I've told him that we aren't having sex until he fixes this. If he still feels the need to be this ungrateful, to look at porn despite me having sex with him every single day, no exaggeration, he can go completely without it for a while.
Reddit stories.
What would it take for you to realize he's been playing you this whole time? You've made so many concessions for him, he's made none for you. Only made promises he didn't keep. So you can fight with him constantly. He bought flowers for you once, that's the extent of his investment in you. Everything he's done so far was to ensure you'd wait for him to deal with his problems. Haven't you noticed he only made attempts to look better, not even change, as you've seen, once you had one foot out the door? And once he was satisfied you were staying put, he slid back into the same habits that upset you before. That's not the attitude of a partner who cares about your happiness. Your resolve to stop having sex with him isn't going to work. When he's been using porn as an alternative this whole time, you need to change your focus. Instead of trying to find out how to fix him, focus on what would make you happier. What can you do to help yourself sleep easier at night? Deal with less stress. You can't change him, but you can change yourself and your life.
Reddit stories. He's not going to change. He's exactly like my ex. He tells you everything you want to hear. It's extremely aggravated when you ask anything, no matter how small the question. He'll just hide it better. I too had to become a tech wizard and learn how to pull up data analytics in his history through his phone settings and found a lot of his erased bullshit. You're so young and by the looks of it know how to get your shit straight on your own, meaning you're very responsible. Plan to leave his ass, set yourself up for success even if you don't actually plan on leaving him. Just so if it ever calls for you to leave him, because you and I both know he will continue doing all of his bullshit. Doesn't matter if he knows it hurts you, you'll be able to just bounce and live your own life, not tired to anyone for shit. Get a job that you love. Hell, like even set up a savings account. Do whatever you want to do and live for you. You're not a toy, you're a beautiful, smart and strong woman. You have feelings and emotional needs. One of those needs being honesty from your man. This hurts, I know it does. I'm 3 weeks single, he left me and the kids. Because I was still hurting that he cheated and is addicted to porn. First 4 out of its 6 years of marriage. Don't wait, jump on what will be better for you now, if you're able to. Best of luck to you. Reddit stories.